Is this thing on? I think it is. I think it's on. Alright, welcome. It's a beautiful day today. Yeah. Let me get you guys centered. How's that? Let's go this way. Such a great day. I wonder if this goes through. I'm not sure. There's that like bungee tower. It hasn't been used for like 10 years apparently. How you doing, Bill? I do want to talk about how to save the world. Let's put a thumbtack in that conversation. Make sure we talk about that. YouTube, what's up, Synthwave? Good to see you. That is not much snow, right? I can't really get a preview. Tell me, is the camera angle fine? God, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? You guys gonna have to let me know if the camera gets messy or whatever. Hey, Elon, how you doing? Welcome back, all the YouTubers. There's our jacuzzi. We will have jacuzzi streams. Jacuzzi streams are definitely coming. Oh, hey, look, there's the hours. It's posted. 6 to 11. Remember I got locked out at 11 o'clock? That's why I got locked out. And strangely, I can still hear my music, which is super cool. I'm actually kind of overdressed. It's really warm right now. I would say, hell, I don't know. It's just really, really warm. They're building something here. I don't know what. You know what's funny? These mountains had tons of snow, and then they all got. It's pouring snow in Charlotte. Things are messed up, people. The whole world is upside down, like literally. Yeah, lots of construction. If I was a kid, I'd be playing on the construction site like I used to. I was so curious as a kid. I would go to the construction sites and I would like walk through the houses that are getting built. And we were kids, so we would find like coolers of beer, which, thinking back on that, it's like, who has a cooler of beer on a construction site? It's like, I'm pretty sure that was not appropriate for them. Those construction workers were drinking beer on their break. I just remember because we would throw the beer like against the wall and watch it explode. We'd find rocks and we'd throw the beer, we'd like shake it up and throw it against it. And we came home smelling like beer. I don't know how old, we were probably like 10 or 11 years old. We were not very old. Yeah, all the snow is melting. It's really, really warm right now. It's crazy. right? I mean, sometimes I wonder if my Tucson house was built by drunk people. Because, you know, God, look at that. Look at that view. I mean, if you cut the construction part out, just look at the mountains and the sky. Isn't that great? I've determined that I am a big sky guy. I definitely love the forest and I love the beach. But I am 100% a big sky guy. It's just looking at it just like floods me with dopamine. Isn't it gorgeous? Mother Earth, Father Sky. They're my gods. Just like the Indians, Native Americans. Seriously, I could just sit here. I mean, you guys know this about me, right? I spend so much time just seeking out a fantastic sunset. To me, this is like worship. It really is. I mean, it's as spiritual to me to just look at that sun up there as it is like sitting in some artificial edifice built by any human. You really don't need a church, my friends. You don't. The earth and sky are our church. Yeah. It's called the valley. This whole valley used to be underwater. This is all part of the, in fact, you can see it. If you look up, there's actually a gravel trail. It's called the Bonneville Shoreline Trail, right there. And that trail is, you know, I kind of want to hike up to the mountain today. I wonder how much will be covered by service. We got no limits today. It's Saturday. I have nothing to do. Clean the house, go climbing with Gordon. Other than that, and I got to finish my performance review, but I have some Scramblers shoes coming, so that'll be nice because then I can actually, these big old Sorel boots are not, I'm wearing the same pants as yesterday, but big old Sorel boots are not really hikers. They're just super cozy. I like boots because they keep your lower ankles warm. Yeah, performance review time is not fun. I mean, she told me I could get it in on Monday, so by Monday, but it's really not due for another 2 weeks. And given what I was doing on Friday, I think I talked about that already yesterday, but I was literally huddling with my level 2, my manager's manager, to get some immediate existential work done. His words. So, I think I'm fine. Yeah. A bunch of little things you guys want to go see over here. So there. God, look at that mountain range. Oh my God, those are the Wellsvilles. The Wellsville Mountains right there. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh, they're so gorgeous. They call this the Northern Wasatch. The Northern Wasatch Mountain Range. This is all Cache Valley. You can see the valley, right? You can see, so there's a mountain range there, it goes around, and there's a mountain range here. And if it goes up that way, all the way to Preston, Idaho, and there's another mountain range there. So if you look on the map, we are settled into this mountain range, this little valley. So there's Salt Lake Valley, there's Utah Valley south of that, and there's Cache Valley, and those are all valleys in the Wasatch Mountain Range. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking because I want you guys to see this gym over here. Ouch. God, it's so hot, I'm taking my hat off. It is. It's like freaking hot out here. Privacy issues. I'm gonna not go in there because privacy issues. If you bring your blue sky back, I'll take a call you. Storm Chasers in Charlotte? I do have TTS on, and I heard that. Yeah, people don't like Peter Gabriel. Peter Gabriel is apparently kind of a dick. That's what I'm told, anyway. Bring your blue sky. Oh, I'm just wandering today. I did not bring my wallet, so if we have to go buy food or something, I'm kind of stuck. Because my super cool I know. I remember your Peter Gabriel lyrics. I do. I totally remember you. Believe it or not. That's funny, Bellum. You know, I'm doing the normal cycle. You know how I always go off like in December and January, and then I come back around January, end of January or February? 15 moment. I am hot. I'm taking the hat off. Hat is off. You know, I really should do this walk with my crag pack on. That would be a good workout. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start this morning ritual that we're doing, whether it's on Zwift or I kind of like going outside better. I could just put my crag pack. You know how people put like rucksacks on and have fake weight on them to like make a workout or whatever? I could just do the same thing. Yeah. We want to get to the railroad tracks up there. I think we have to go over one more. Yeah, we do. Originally from Utah, yes, and I love it, Utah here. Look at all the happy cows. Aren't they? Those mountains are gorgeous, right? How about these cows? I love cows. I also love to eat cows. But I do it very gratefully every time. I don't eat cows very often. True story, I don't. When I do, I pray to God and say, thank you for this tasty cow who sacrificed its life for me. Horsies. No, this is another one. They wouldn't even know I'm a Vim user, right? I can't remember if there's a trail over there or not. I've been trying to find a way to cut across this field to get to, it's over there, the road's over there, to get to the tracks. And then you can just walk along the tracks. It's really pretty. The thing about Logan is it's an agricultural powerhouse seriously, it's literally, you get a 5% discount on cheese at the local grocery store if you buy Cache Valley cheese. Because they're like a major cheese producer, a major dairy, one of the biggest agriculture. There's a meat packing plant in Hiram. So it's the entire area is very, very, very farmer, very agricultural, and also very outdoor enthusiast. I've talked about this a lot, but since this video is going to YouTube, I'll say it again. This area has this unique magic of combining. Yeah, I don't want to get shot. This is one of those areas where, a trespasser may actually get shot by a BB gun or something. So I'm not afraid of anybody here, but there's just an understanding that you just don't fuck with the cows. I think I could probably walk across this field though. It's definitely private property though. Look at all that. This does not smell good right here. I'm just actually kind of on an exploration journey right now to see if there's a faster way across here. I already know about the road over there. We'll go that way. All the cows moved. They're sometimes over there. All the cows moved. Get it? Oh, there's a little baby cow. They're checking me out, you see? They're all happy. They're all like relaxing in the sun and laying down. They normally aren't doing that. They're really loving the sunny weather. It must feel really good because they're black. They have all that black fur. Oh, you can definitely smell it. You can see all the cow pies, right? I definitely remember that. Like in the summer, all those cow pies dry out. They actually have cow pie throwing contests. How far can you throw the cow pie? I think technically I don't think I'm trespassing. I just want you to know this new era of streaming for me is going to be very respectful. I'm not going to do any stealth. I'm only going to stream where it's appropriate. I mean, we kind of pushed the boundaries going in the casino. I think that was the biggest one we did last year. We didn't do a dance club or anything like that last year. I did go into a club. I went into a gentleman's club last year, and I had my new glasses on. You haven't seen them yet. They're my yeah, can't do that anymore. Oh, hi. Sorry. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Oh. There's a volleyball tournament in there. So now we know what that is. Make fun of the FreeBSD people. I mean, that includes me too. Oh, it's so hard for me not to break personal. I have something related to that I want to share, but I can't. It would not be appropriate. I know now you're like, oh, you gotta tell us. No, I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm just gonna go. Let me think of another way to say it. I am a guy who lives out of his car and used to go for weeks without a shower. Hey, how you doing? I am back. I'm streaming to YouTube even right now. It means we have to be good streamers because people know YouTube. Everybody knows YouTube. Twitch, I can kind of get away with streaming stuff. No, the point is I'm just put it in terms that are not embarrassing for anybody else, but for me, I am very okay being crunchy. This is where we need one of those little pop-up definition things. Where's a kip dip? A kip dip could give us a definition of crunchy and it could like pop up on the screen. God, it is like spring today. It's totally sunny. We were in the, remember all the frost yesterday? All the, like the frost crystals and everything? And what do we got today? There ain't a single cloud in this, well, there's no fog, I should say. This road's pretty dangerous. So this road, I've already scoped this out. This road is the road that connects two bike routes. Crunchy as in granola. I know, you guys stole all our snow. What the hell? We want snow, man. The ski, they don't have enough snow at the ski joints. You guys got it all. So weird. Yeah, no, we got frost and a little bit of snow yesterday. It was on. You can go watch my video from yesterday. And today, we got nothing. They're not even cows here. They're all over sunning themselves like they're on the beach. Oh yeah? You don't get any snow? Where are you? We're definitely kind of adjacent. There, somebody asked where the insemination plant is. It's right there. The insemination plate, the AI center. It's true. And Logan, you have to be careful how you use the term AI. Oh. Huh. Uh-oh, here comes a runner. Be quiet, everybody. Talk like a normal person. Rob. To yourself. So this little road, oh, that's interesting. Seaside snow prevents it from sticking. Somebody said yesterday in Vail they have heated roads. Vail, Colorado. I think it was Pixel. So this is actually a really good gravel route. So, and this is a bike route. They added a bike route here. It goes out to that road and then it goes up, but we're gonna go up to the tracks. LLMs are large, loud moos that cows make when you move them. Oh, that's great. That is fantastic. AI is artificial insemination. LLMs are large, loud moos when they get inseminated. Oh God, that is great. Dude, I am sweating. It is hot. Oh. Seriously, I'm taking my jacket off. You saw that runner, right? She had her jacket off completely. Yeah, I'm taking mine off. Maybe it's because I have a sweatshirt under my jacket because I thought it would be cold. Wrong. All right, hold on a second. Seriously, I am sweating. which then causes... It's not 35 degrees. It's like... Oh God, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I'll give you a shot of that. So gorgeous. Go back to one by. I have to take my coat off. Maybe I'm just out of shape. I don't know. I can't take my coat off because I have my watch on the outside of my coat so I can see it. Ah, there's the smell of the farm right there. I just got a full dose of cow pasture. It was like the wind came crossing across the pasture and filled my nostrils. That's a reference to a previous clip. You have to be watching for a long time to remember that clip. I can't hear the LLMs because they're too far away. Yeah, the High Flowers clip, you got it. It definitely wakes you up. Red Poppy Event Rentals. What's that about? I'm making my jacket wearable. We're venturing very far from home. I should have brought my wallet. I knew it. This happens to me every time. I'll go for an adventure and I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna go for a walk. And then I end up walking far enough away where I need food. And I got my wallet because I didn't bring it. There's the LLMs, the cows. They're not producing any LLMs at the moment because they're sunning themselves. A beautiful sun. I could use my phone to pay. Oh, that's a good idea, Philip. That's right. I set up Google Pay and all that. I do. I have all of that. I have all of that. I bet they would take it at the coffee shop. Go get Panda Express. Downtown Providence is right up here. And I mean it. It's like downtown. They take cash. There are places that take cash only. Yep. I used to have people who paid me for their kids to come to my school. They paid me in cash only. They'd pull out these big fat stacks, like circles of dollar bills like you would bring to a strip club. They'd pull those out and they flip off some hundreds or whatever, 20s. One of those guys had to flee the state. He just disappeared later. And thus, capitalism rewards people who have money with what? Piracy what? Maybe they were. Oh, I'm sure he went several times. The dude. He's not gonna watch this. Oopsie. The funny thing is, well, that's a political conversation. I'll say one thing. There's a certain class of people who think that none of the rules apply to them, and they tend to be wealthy. Isn't it cute? Happy little cell tower. All right, so what these? All right, I have another previous reference. These railroad ties seem to make me want to use the restroom. The crazy thing is it wise to stand on the tracks? I mean, I don't know. I can see the train better. Isn't this great? You can usually see ducks and geese over here. Note to self, a sweatshirt, scarf, and hat are fine for this. I know, I'm just some rando. Looking like a homeless guy. Hobo. What does hobo stand for? How's this sound? Does this sound okay? You could have a steam train. 6 minutes? 6 minutes of ads? Sorry guys, I haven't changed the ad settings. I didn't turn them up or anything. Huh. Well, that's what they used to do, right? They would travel around and then they would work on the farm, get back on the train. Homeward bound, interesting. Those are very interesting. I mean, it's still hot. I could totally take my shirt off and I would be fine. Actually, no. You need this is something I learned about Utah. You need one layer. You got ad free on YouTube? Nice. So you guys like me streaming to YouTube as well, right? I'll keep doing that. I mean, YouTube. I think when I had the most viewers on YouTube, I got like $30 a month from YouTube. You guys all know I don't do this for the money, right? I just do it for the fun and the company. Then we have the RV park. See, these are all. Peace out. Привет. And we've just passed the Pussy Willow Farm. It's actually one. So this is an RV camp right here. There's a lot of people who live here. Hey, Captain. I have to read that on my phone. I didn't understand that Russian. Откуда ты знаешь русский язык? я закончил университет в русском факультете, потом я жил в России, занимался, как сказать, гидом, переводчиком. То, что все это. Это был в 94 году, я думаю. Давным-давно. В это время я считал, что, как сказать, я хотел станет. I wanted to be involved. Я хотел заниматься чем-то с русским людям из-за того, что вот в это время перестройка и все это. Да? I was just explaining in Russian how I know Russian. Somebody on YouTube asked. I majored in Russian in college when the wall fell. The wall fell, and I switched my major from French. I changed my major 3 times in college. I started out as it's kind of weird. I started out as a French major, and then I changed to Ukrainian friend. That's cool. And then I changed to computer science. And that was lame. I mean, it was really lame. I'm so glad I got out of there. And I had these French classes in the honest to God, the college, the humanities college, which had all the language. The girls in there were absolutely amazing. You gotta understand, this was a Mormon college. I went to BYU. And the Mormons don't really encourage women to learn computer science. I was a physics major for like a month, and then I got completely humbled by Physics 101, and I was like, no, I can't do this. I got A's all up in 300 level calculus, but I could not do physics. I don't know why, I just couldn't get my head around it. It was like so crazy. They have like these filtered classes, right? And then I've met people who like dabble in physics now, like Dennis Last Miles, and I'm like, yeah, no, my brain can't touch that. So I just owned it. And honest to God, the girls were cuter. Yeah. The girls are like super freaking cute in the language lab. Like, because, you know, Mormons are okay with women learning a foreign language in English. I can't tell you how many Mormon women major in English, right? And I mean, they were gorgeous. Playboy magazine rated, while I was there, Playboy magazine rated the women in Brigham Young University as like number 1 or something. It was crazy. That's gorgeous. That sound of rushing water totally, every time I hear it, it reminds me of being a river guide. Every time. Anyway, so the wall fell down, the German Berlin Wall. And, you know, right here, right now. Jesus Jones, all that. I decided to change my major to Russian. Got married. Married a girl I actually met in the language lab. I know, we know that. We've been talking about this. There's more cows. We've been talking about the storm, the Charlotte storm that we're not in right now. I actually am concerned for the people that I know in Charlotte, but I don't, especially the ones who have to drive into work, you know. But I don't communicate with anybody in North Carolina anymore. Это сейчас я читаю, что писал. Какой это штат? Это штат Utah. It's Utah. I am in Logan, Utah, Logan. If someone actually wants to put a post in the chat showing where they are, that might be nice. If someone wants to, I don't care if people post pin locations in the chat, like like a Google Maps location, but I'm not going to do IRL tracking anymore. We need to make like a mod command for that, so because people ask where I am, and I mean, I have been tempted to do the IRL mapping again because people used to find me by like browsing the map. They would browse the map, to Мои родственники живут в Техасе, и сейчас еще в Индиане. So you have friends, that's cool. Vlad from YouTube says that relatives are in Texas and also in Indiana. Good to see you. How you doing? Hey, Misha. Misha, my God, you have fancy videos. Instagram. Somebody shout out Misha, please. No more intentional doxing. Who's doxing who? Doxing that I'm in Logan is fine. So, wow, we found a secret path. Oh God, I gotta come here and meditate. Somebody shout out Misha. Misha's Instagram. Misha's fighting the good fight. You know what's crazy? I could probably drink this water. You know what I need to do? I need to get my... Oh, absolutely. That's probably why this is here. I know, but just go. Isn't this great? You know what's great about this water? It literally comes right from that canyon. It comes from that canyon and it comes to here. The end. Yeah. I think what I'm going to do is, this makes me want to get a new water filter. My current water, I have a 5-liter water filter that's you have to use by gravity, and I need to get a new one so that when we go hiking up in the mountains. Oh God, I want to drink this water so bad. I got to, yeah. An honor the boost, awesome, yeah. Live streaming, teaching Linux, an honor. I cannot commit to tech streaming, but there will be the occasional tech stream. In general, anytime I'm doing something I would have done anyway, that I can take you with me, that's not going to inhibit my ability to make friends, I'll just take you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. I'm like, this is so peaceful. The sound of the water, I am totally meditating here. Plus it's kind of lower, it's lower down from the, it's so low from the traffic, you don't even hear it. You can't even hear the traffic up there. Isn't that great? Dude, I bet I could sleep here. You dare me to? You dare me to stealth camp like right there? I could totally stealth camp right there. In fact, there's probably, looks like somebody has stealth camped there. Uh-huh. Yeah, we might run into some homeless people. I think we might. There's definitely a homeless. There's definitely. Well, I don't even know what's going to qualify anybody for the world coming. I tell you one thing that'll keep you centered, though. Go outside. God, compared to Lake Norman, you guys remember Lake Norman, right? You can see all the way to the ground in this stream. It's 100% clear water. Other than the cows, I would be totally down, which would just give you Giardia. There's no toxins in that water at all. Oh yeah, there's been cougar sightings too. And I'm not talking about the sexually aggressive over 40 women. I'm talking about actual cougars. They had some cougar attacks. There's also grizzlies moving into Logan. There's been a migration south from all the wildlife because of the climate change. People that deny climate change, they always laugh because it's like the Farmer's Almanac. We're talking about farmers who know what's actually going on. They go outside every day. They deal with vegetation. Their livelihood depends on the weather. They've been producing the Farmer's Almanac to help each other out since the 1800s. And they change the stuff in the Farmer's Almanac saying, hey, guess what? You can grow citrus in Oregon now. I'm not even kidding. So like anybody who the farmers who are, relatively conservative human beings, they're like, no, definitely happening. I have to change my crop rotations because things are changing. It's like, you can't tell me nothing's changing. God, it's so gorgeous here. Look at this, people dropping their lawn clippings. What the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, stop. Ducks, we have ducks. We have ducks, people. Would I make it as a farmer? I think I'd have a pretty good chance if I was raised as a farmer. My hardest part about being a farmer is that I'd have too hard a time killing the animals. I could get used to it. I could figure it out. But I've seen that. Castrating bulls. God, it just gives me the chills just thinking about it. But if you're raised with it, then you don't care, So, if you're raised with it, you're more okay with it. I'm not. Too much a hippie. Those are my manager. It's because of the snowstorm. She put all her chickens in the bathroom. She put plastic everywhere in her bathroom, and her chickens are living in the bathroom in Texas. One of my goals before, I have a cousin, a nephew actually, who is he might be here, he might be watching on Facebook, who is a big time bow hunter. I have two of them actually. I have a brother-in-law, and I've been reconnecting with everybody. It's been really fun actually. It happened really great time. I'm gonna go see my family tomorrow. I'm very, very... Why did I pick Logan? Well, that's kind of rehashing old stuff, but... Anyway, let me finish the bow hunting thing, and I'll tell you. There's this nice park over here. God, isn't this gorgeous? God, look at that shot. That is a clip. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Like walking distance from my apartment. I love it. It's a different biome for sure, but God, if you go watch my video from yesterday, you have got to see the fog ice crystals. We actually ran into a professional photographer outside taking pictures. So, we have a person walking their dog. They're gonna look at me weird. Sometimes I kind of just move. I put my hat back on. Is she what's that breed?
A miniature Labradoodle.
It is a miniature Labradoodle. Yeah. May I, pretty please?
She gets excited.
Oh, I love excited. I miss my Sam. I moved and I had to let my ex-wife got my dog.
Oh, yeah. That would be hard. Yeah. Oh,
you're so beautiful. I think I could probably deal with her and not have allergies,
Oh, well, see, now that's what we thought.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was doing.
Your thing.
And they told us she was like a, I don't know, they had this name for it.
Yeah.
And because she was like the second generation of a mix that she wouldn't shed.
Yeah.
But we got the less curly.
Oh. Uh-huh.
And there was
But-
another one that was more curly. And I bet he wouldn't have shed, but she shed.
A little bit. Yeah.
But I
The
don't-
shedding is, I think I could probably deal with the shedding. What I can't deal with is like I'm allergic. I get
Yeah.
really sneezy.
She,
But
I
she
don't know,
doesn't
it's
feel
not-
like she would be. She feels really soft
Yeah,
and
I think it's just more her undercoat. Like,
yeah.
it's a really fine hair.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I
Super
haven't
pretty.
noticed that I have the problems that I had with our other dogs.
Yeah.
But they were bigger, like labs and Weimaraners. But
Did she catch frisbee? My dog used to catch. We would.
no.
We get the rubber frisbees. And
Oh,
she would catch
yeah?
them. Super fun.
no, she doesn't do that. She likes to. She just likes to run from you. She doesn't like to bring it back to you. She likes to take it and run.
Like this is mine.
Yeah.
Take care. Have a good day. This kind of lame, empty park. Apparently, there's like pickup soccer games a lot here. Why am I sitting? I'm probably gonna run out of battery. Oh. What was I saying? I was talking about the bow thing. So, somebody asked me if I could be a farmer, and the killing the animals thing is a tough thing for me. There's a farmer. I met a farmer in the climbing gym actually. Super nice lady, and her Facebook actually came up randomly after I was talking to her and her husband, and she's got lots of pictures of her holding like little cute calves and stuff, you know. But she's a farmer, so she just knows that's part of it, and they've gotten used to it as, you know, the whole you got to kill them eventually kind of thing. I don't think I could do that, but what I could do is bow hunt. I can definitely fish. I still feel gross cutting apart a fish, you know. But if I know I'm eating the fish, which, you know, I didn't make the rules. Biology made the rules. So, anyway, I used to be vegan. I was vegan for a long time. For all the reasons, you know, the whole, I want to be, if I can choose to not do harm to animals, then so be it. But I don't really subscribe to that idea anymore. Yeah. My favorite fish, I mean, it's a tough one. It's a salmon, trout, yellowtail. God, I love a good trout. I just remember going on these scout camps where they would stock the lake full of fish, and so the scouts just throw their hook in and get a fish right away. And we just spent we would even skip like merit badge stuff, and they would just figure out all different ways. We had one scout who was going to be a future chef for sure. He created all these different ways to cook trout. And we just sat there and just gorged on trout like every day. It was so good. Oh, that's such a good memory. Kind of glad. I used to complain about it, but I'm kind of glad I got to be a scoutmaster. It got me outside a lot. I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking about how few people actually get to go outside. It's a little bit generational, I think. I mean, when Gen X, we didn't have anything to do indoors. Yeah, the veganism thing and evolution, yeah, that's where I stand on the whole thing. I don't think you should gorge on meat and that produces suffering, particularly bacon. I can't. First of all, bacon's bad for you. But pork and pigs are smarter than dogs. Go watch the videos of that. The pigs will shaking like a dog that's about to be killed, and they eat dogs. And I don't judge people who eat dogs, but it's a little bit harder when you have a creature that's been domesticated to be the partner for humanity, who's gonna definitely feel emotional pain and everything, more than a creature that's been evolved mentally to, do something different. But pigs, they're crazy intelligent. They know everything and they feel so much emotion. I don't know if that's true with cows. The most unusual meat, les testicles de bœuf. Yeah. So, it's like, oh, I'm going to eat you because you're cuter than, or you're less cute than this other thing. I don't know. I don't think we should eat animals that have been domesticated to be human companions. And the reason for that is because of their evolution. We controlled their evolution to feel particular attachment to us. So to stick a bolt in their head and eat them, to me, that crosses the line because of the nature of the animal. So, people are going to judge me. They're going to leave a comment or something if they listen this far. Who cares? But, the American Indians, the Native Americans and indigenous people all over the world have been non-vegans most of their lives because biology, because evolution. Somebody mentioned it in the chat. I didn't make the rules, but you can make another argument too here. We've talked about this before, right? You can make the argument that, well, we were also, biologically, we are, particularly men are, they want to have sex with every female that they come across, like a bonobo monkey. So not every product of evolution is something we act on. We don't kill other people that we disagree with because they're in our grazing lands or our whatever, our hunting grounds. We don't do any of those things, even though we've been programmed to do those things. So the argument against what I just said is, well, you can't just say it's in my biology. There are plenty of things in our biology that we deliberately suppress for civilization. So I agree with that too. And that gets tricky, right? Because now what? So yep. But if this is why I keep going back to the indigenous peoples who live close to the land. They're not perfect, but if you study, I've eaten insects. Yep, I swallowed a cricket in my Survivor application video. So yeah, I think if you look at I say what you want about James Cameron and Avatar, those horrible movies, but I do like, I like the Native American, the indigenous people's respect for the land. To them, the creatures that kill them, that they hunt and they hide from, that they protect themselves from, that they kill, that they eat, they're all sacred. And to me, I still strive to look at animals as if they are sacred. And I really, really honestly believe you should have to kill an animal and eat it. Every human should have to do that. The book I read about that yoga is, I'll have to go get the reference to it. It's like the results of like 10 years of scholarly research. He's done 2 of them now. It's pretty much the definitive history of yoga. And the one that he just put out, he actually included citations from the Upanishads, direct interview with people who knew Krishnamacharya and stuff like that. So it's funny because for me it has a direct equivalent to another book called Rough Rolling Stone, which was written by a faithful Mormon historian that completely shattered my belief in Mormonism. I mean, I was already kind of on the fence, and then it just destroyed it. Because it was all factual. It was just factual accounts of what happened in history by a faithful Mormon historian. saying we need to not hide this stuff. We need to learn how to deal with it. And I was like, really? He stuck his face in a hat? Okay. And I don't want to talk, I'm not going to slam the Mormonism or anything. I don't have that author name off the top of my head, but I could probably find the book for you in my Kindle. You want me to look for it really quick while I'm walking? Yeah, and again, the whole thing with Mormonism is the same as my yoga thing. I don't want to talk about my leaving yoga. I still believe in the basics of yoga, like, you know, stopping the fluctuations of the mind. It talks about, but you know, Roots of Yoga. There it is. It's called Roots of Yoga, important timeline of the text for the development of yoga. Important timeline. And this guy has been like, he's actually an active Ashtangi. He is not anti-yoga. He's not anti-yoga at all. He's like, it's important that we understand the origins. Called Roots of Yoga. And, you know, it wasn't on my reading list. I paid $3,000 to enter yoga training, 300 YTT. Because I already have my yoga 200-hour training. And it's kind of the same path that I took before. I was in 2010 I started practicing daily Ashtanga. Kind of needed something mentally and spiritually to latch on to because I wasn't Mormon anymore. And I really appreciated it, but at the same time, the more I got into it, the more I started realizing that there are a lot of similarities with stuff that I don't agree with. That's all. I want to be really careful on this live stream though, because I have the same position about my Mormonism as I do about yoga. If something works for you, do it. If you're able to, how many people, just to give you an example, how many people are Christians despite the pogroms and the purgings and the crusades and the young boys jumping out of cakes for Pope Pius to fuck, right? Sorry, I had to swear there. People are still Christian and they still use it to define their lives based on these horrible, horrible things. And they're able to say, I'm just going to take the good parts and leave behind the bad parts. Martin Luther King, serial adulterer. People still swear by him as a leader. Abraham Lincoln, didn't abuse his wife, but he had a really horrible situation. You can find any, So I just want to be really careful because when I talk about this stuff, depending on the day, you get me on a day when I'm frustrated because I've encountered some hypocrisy. The worst is when I encounter hypocrisy that has caused somebody emotional suffering. Right. So that's when you'll find when I'm really weak. And that's when I'll start going off against whatever, right? And I do it a lot. I hope you'll find that the 2 months of daily yoga I've been doing has really kind of chilled me the fuck out, and being outside. Here you go, another pussy willow farm. In that pussy willow, are they pussy willows or are they catnips? These are very unique to Utah. These little, they break out their little seeds. They're really cool. Oh, they got berries on here even. Interesting. Anyway, so my goal, it's really hard because as a wannabe journalist, journalists, they're all about casting light on things that cause people. Hey, hi. Yeah, I did. But the ranting came from a sincere intention to help people see. But here's the dilemma. You can't force somebody to see what you show them. You just can't. They have to see it on their own. They have to come to it on their own. And so the better approach is, I think, now, is to talk about it, bring attention to it. For example, that book I just mentioned, and then let you make your own conclusions. And if you ask me, what do I think? I'll tell you. But yeah. And links, browse websites. Oh, there's like a playground over there. Huh. I haven't been out here before. This is all unlocking new paths here. We're quite a ways from home here, but so that's what I'm going to try to do. But then I still don't know if that's the right approach, right? Let's actually take this to someplace that I think is really relevant, and it's going to be relevant for the stream for sure. It's impossible to ignore what's going on in the world right now, particularly in America. And at some point, it's going to come up on the stream. And I'm going to tell you a story. So I was watching Instagram, and one of my favorite climbers posted, the post said something like, I've been trying to be apolitical in my stream because, we're all just climbers and that unifies us, which is really true, by the way. I have climbed with people of all different types of backgrounds and in the climbing gym, and it's like everybody puts their political stuff aside and they're all climbers. It's kind of cool. Which, by the way, is something of a contrast from yoga. When I go do yoga, particularly at Shanti Yoga Roots, most of the people in there, they kind of self-filter into, people that believe in chakras and stuff like that. Yeah, I agree with that whole comment about being excluded. It's also because we're naturally tribal. We all want to find our tribe. We want to be accepted. We want to be a part of something. We're all kind of, gorillas in a gorilla pod. We want to be accepted. We want to have stature with our tribe once we find a tribe. And it's we're kind of, you talk about evolution, we're fighting against that constantly. That's why people wear their, they do all these things to signal to everybody else they're in their tribe, right? Like they'll do, let me just finish this thought on the political thing. So at some point, what is actually happening in our world is going to cross over gym bros or not. Yeah, well, that's a statement coming from somebody who, agrees with the ethics of a yogashala over. There are yogashalas. In fact, in Logan, there's 3 or 4 yoga places, and there's some that are more calisthenics with they put yoga on the door, but it's pretty much just calisthenics, which is why I found it interesting that that's actually the origin for most of the yoga poses, including the sun salutations. Pretty direct evidence of that. There's the whole yoga thing is really interesting too, because there's like so many origin stories, and quite honestly, it's like there's only so many ways to do a thing, right? So this happens in coding all the time. So like there's only so many ways to iterate over a particular loop. So you doing that is not something you can patent, right? Because anybody coming in to it new, that's how they would arrive at doing it. I think the same is true for yoga asanas, particularly sun salutations, which are just burpees in another language, and slow ones, and all the stretching and everything. It's all those movements from the human body are finite, and everybody's going to come across them, whether they're in Asia or India or Tibet or in the West. Germany, they're going to come up with those movements, and they're going to create their own name for it, and they're going to derive their own benefit from it. In much the same way, yeah, yoga asana, people don't know this, but so that was, you remember that whole thing I said where I didn't want to like dismantle your belief in something? Well, I don't know how much to talk about my discoveries with yoga, because it's the equivalent of me talking about my negative discoveries with Mormonism or Christianity. So if you are a faithful Mormon, or you are a faithful Christian, or you really love yoga and you really get into the whole, Vedanta, which is sort of the religious spiritual part of yoga, then talking about my discoveries is going to potentially harm you, because you might not want to hear that. So anyway, people have no idea that yoga and asana are different things. But then when you find out that the term asana and the entire Patanjali Yoga Sutras are completely made up, 100%. Patanjali made all of that up. Patanjali is widely regarded, according to this book and other scholarly research, not somebody's passed down vintage knowledge through Iyengar, Krishnamacharya, and Davi Joyce, who were all selling something, by the way. Every single time they came up with a discovery that was later eaten by ants or some shit. Remember I told you I get a little frustrated when I realize the emotional pain and suffering that hypocrisy and lying has done to the world? Here's one of them. They made up shit. And then they claimed it was spiritual authority, and then they associated it with Indian culture. So now you can't even say that you can do calisthenics independent of yoga, because you're culturally appropriating what the Indians did. You know what? They fucking culturally appropriated the calisthenics programs down the street that were happening in the Swiss and British gyms. But nobody caught them then. And they wanted to do it. And then they made it all this thing, and then they went to the Maharaja. And they said, hey, Maharaja, look at how cool India is. Look at this. I found this whole story about this divine manifestation of how to do sun salutations, is representing, Hanuman's, like interactions with the sun god, Surya. They completely associated the two, made that shit completely up, sold it to the king in charge who was paying their salary, and then he turned around and they made it into this thing. And then they put on these little freak shows for all these international people who came to the Maharishi, and keep all these young, rich Brahmins who had a little stripe across their chest to show everybody how much better they were than anybody else. I want no part of that. I want no part of the Indian part of yoga, period. Does it effectively calm your mind and open your body and strengthen you? Yes. So does Tai Chi. So does going outside and walking around. So does bouldering. Just like any other religion, just because it has an effect that's positive on you doesn't mean it's true. It means that maybe that piece of it is true. This is the whole entire focus of Joseph Campbell's study of archetypes. Why do you think everybody loves Star Wars? Because they took all of these truths. It's like the Mandela effect, only religion. Because everybody believes this. And it just gets manifest in different ways. And sometimes they believe it because it's true. Sometimes they believe it because it actually has physical benefit, like meditation or breathing, pratyahara, depending on who you ask, Or, a sun salutation gives you strength, calms your mind down, gives your body something to do so your brain can concentrate on it. Calm down, Rob. The reason I get so frustrated, though, because it's yet another time when some influencing marketing asshole has ruined something completely good, claimed it was from God, and then made money on it. What do I miss the most? That's a tough one. Hey, there's a path down there. Should we walk down there? I don't even know what that is. I don't want to. It's too close to people's houses. Anyway, that's my rant. Does that mean I still do yoga? Yes. I have found personal benefit in the yoga that calms you down. The yoga that makes you yoga high. The yoga that opens you up, gets you to relax, involves heat, movement, silencing your mind, fragrant essential oils, Reiki. I don't believe in Reiki at all. I believe the benefits of Reiki are 100% physical and can be explained by science. I really believe that. I believe that about most Ayurveda. Here comes this geese. I'm telling you, the geese normally are not here. But again, so, I crossed the line there and I let myself get frustrated, and I have to be really careful because doing that is actually bad for my health. It's the reason I stopped streaming. The reason I stopped streaming is largely because I get pretty invested in what I end up believing because I invest a lot of time to figure it out. And so when it gets challenged, particularly by people who either don't know or disagree and are mean about it, it just takes too much energy, It's easier to just disconnect and just believe what you believe and not necessarily talk about it. But I also believe in sharing ideas too. So, I mean, the people that dedicated their life to make that book, think about that for a second. Those people have had horrible things said about them. That takes courage. This is where the dilemma comes in. I value science-based academic approaches to things. I think the single biggest truth in the world is the scientific method, which is why the Celestine Prophecy is fucking bullshit. It angers me so much reading that book, which, by the way, my ex-wife used to love. Three most pleasant things. I don't know. Climbing. It's just me and the rock. I really enjoy this. I really enjoy just walking around out here. I'm gonna get in trouble for this video. Somebody's gonna make a comment. Actually, most people won't make it this far. Well, how long are we? We've already been streaming for like an hour. Yeah. I had to be careful because some of my yoga friends, they are dear, dear friends. I legitimately love them at this point. That is the most pleasant thing that's happened. Hey, look, they're playing soccer over there. The most pleasant thing has been yoga and meeting the people who do yoga, and and I like the stories. I like the stories of Kali and all of that. But I look at them as stories. They're the same as I would look at, like, I don't know, Hercules, right? I don't think of them as inspiration for living. I met a lot of really good fun friends during yoga, but at the same time, I don't, yeah, I love living here. It's hard for me to talk about that with yoga because anybody that I mean, I was very gung-ho on my yoga training, and I was looking forward to teaching and everything, and I have no desire to do any of that right now. Mostly because of, so I have to find my way to do and to teach yoga, which I probably will do. I probably will teach a class of yoga, but At one point, I was going to teach yoga history. I was going to have like a reading group. At one point, and then I was going to. The ironic thing, and by the way, yoga does activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is really great. Hey, how you doing? Nope, I am not. I am in Logan, Utah, which I really love. Yep, just like Star Wars can teach you something. Mythology in general can usually teach you something, and as long as you don't make it real, that's the problem. People they want it to be so true. You guys ever seen Galaxy Quest? Who's seen Galaxy Quest? It's very clean. For the most part, Logan is pretty damn clean, yeah. Something that everybody in Logan pretty much has in common is an appreciation for the outdoors. Whether they're a farmer or a climber, or mountain biker, backpacker, student. I really love it. It's like this cultural thread that ties everybody together in the area. You don't get that in Salt Lake. You don't get that in West Valley City. You get it in Moab a little bit. The other thing too is that Logan's kind of off the beaten path. So you don't get, so far, we'll see in the summer, but it doesn't seem like you get the same tourism like you would get in Moab or Wasatch down in the ski areas. They're really majestic. The Wellsvilles. There's actually a route. It's an 8-hour hiking route. See ya. I encourage everybody to leave and go do something else besides watch me. If you feel inspired because of something I'm saying or doing to go do it, turn me off and go do it. Right? I'll be here later. Come tell me about your hiking trip you went on. So, yeah, but there's a trail. There's an 8-hour trail. Oh no, there's no streamers here. Yeah, I agreed on that comment about religious texts. Yeah, but the mountains, the Wellsville Mountains here, which apparently those are completely closed to motorized travel. That entire mountain range, you cannot take anything with a motor in that entire little mountain range. The Wellsville's right there. So it's like super duper popular with bow hunters. Bow hunters love that mountain range because the only way you can hunt or get on the mountain is by walking. So you get these bow hunters who are like really fit, awesome. They're my favorite hunters of all. If I were to ever become a hunter, and I kind of want to, I really want my brother-in-law, my nephew, to take me bow hunting. If I had to gut a deer that I shot with a bow, that I was going to put venison in my fridge for the entire winter and not have to buy it, hell yeah. Hell to the yeah, I'm all about that. I don't know. But I got no problem with hunting in that way. Now, the kind of safari, the safari hunters who go out and they pay thousands of dollars. They're like the same sort of people that pay thousands of dollars to go to the top of Everest and not die. And then they get to say, hey, I'm on top of Everest, at their Instagram. Not into that. But bow hunters, especially people who bow hunt in the Wellsvilles, because they've got to hike with all that stuff on their back. They have to like sit in a tree. They have these like perches. Actually, climbing is a really compatible thing with bow hunting. A lot of these bow hunters, they'll put like anti-musk stuff on, like so they don't smell. They'll get camel and they'll track. This is so freaking cool. They're so connected with nature and the animal. I mean, the other hunters do too, but yeah. Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah, but bow hunters. So one of the things they do is they'll track an animal to an area where it grazes, and then they'll hike up into the tree with all their camo on, and and they'll stalk the animal until it comes in, and they'll wait until they get the shot off. And because they got it, the bow hunting, and they a lot of times they'll go a whole season without coming away with a deer. It's just it's like Katniss Everdeen. and I just found out about turkey hunting with bow hunting, which I could be wild turkey hunting. That I could totally do that. I kind of really want to do that. I used to love shooting my bow as a kid. I loved it. I loved shooting my bow as a kid into hay bales and stuff. If I could go out into some place where there's a bunch of like wild, animals, wild turkeys, and if I could just like take out a turkey and take it home and eat it, oh my God, how cool would that be? That would be so freaking cool. Yeah, it's a cheap sport. Yeah. Bow hunting is really cheap compared to cycling, for example. You can't even get into the sport of cycling, even mountain biking, without paying about $2,000 for a bike. Anything less than that's going to break in your first 2 months. So cycling is, after having been a cyclist all those years, or a skier, climbing's the same way. Climbing, unless you do trad climbing, where all the little carabiners and stuff cost $30. Trad, sport climbing is really inexpensive. You can get the highest end shoes for $300. And the best possible harness for $200. The rope is expensive. I just bought a gym rope for $180. And to get an outdoor crag, water treated, dry treated rope is like $300 to get a good one. And you don't want to skimp on the rope, in my opinion. So you can get into the sport of climbing for, even with a gym membership. I pay like $500 a year. Yeah, if I were going to do bow hunting, I would want to go hunt turkeys. Because to me, that's like such a, I don't know, I think it would be fun. Taking walks. Yeah, right now I'm taking walks. I am hot at this point. It's been a good hike though. I'm actually kind of thinking I might actually start wearing my crag pack, which has got my rope in it and all the stuff I would need to go climbing in the crag, which is right there. That crag, there's a, you guys know about Mountain Project? If you want to follow me on my ticks, they call it, when you actually climb a route outside, you get a tick. You tick off that route. I haven't done any yet because I'm still learning. But yeah, there's like there's a crag in that canyon right there called, I kind of want to drive up to it. We got time? We could drive up there. Probably muddy right now. You know what we could do? We could do a streaming test and see if there's cell signal up there. I doubt it. I seriously doubt it, but it would be interesting to see. The thing about rock climbing is that I will be able to stream it. Yep. Yep. You do not walk around without clothes on in Utah. You do not. You make sure you're covered, you'll get ticks. Yep. There's a lot of poison oak and poison ivy too if you get up into the mountains. This kind of does look like a Fallout scene. I haven't been watching Fallout recently. We were joking the other day about how everybody associates real life with their favorite game or with a game, and how culturally we've told, there's no crepe myrtle here, no. There's a lot of aspen. It's just funny. It's funny how we've all, including myself, we've all come to associate real life with some game instead of the reverse. Like, oh, this game. It depends on where you go in America. America's huge. I'm walking along the tracks in the back of an industrial center. So yeah, if it's gonna look like Fallout, this is definitely the place. Just depends on where you are. I live on the edge of an industrial zone that we had to walk through to get to that park and go back to suburbia. Yeah. Wearing these boots is working my legs out, though, I'll tell you that. Because they're heavy. I got some crag shoes I need to break in. They should be here in 2 days. Some approach shoes. So, if you don't know about climbing, there's lots of terms. I'll just share them with you. One of them is the approach. The approach is like the hike you have to do to get to the crag. A crag is a place where there's one or more climbing routes of rock. And a route is, you can have a single pitch route, which means you can do it with one rope. You have multi-pitch routes, which means you have to go up and then you belay for the guy and then you go up and do another pitch. Huh. You quit your job to code in Rust? Wow. You must have a lot of freedom. Does that say Hunga? I think it does. Anyway. So you go to the crag. And so they have, when you go over boulders and stuff to get to the crag, and you have to kind of in between hiking, but you got to like climb over a lot of boulders to get there. Like the loose rocks that fall on the ground, you have to get over. That's called scrambling. And so it's totally different than trail running. You could wear trail running shoes, but they have shoes called approach shoes, which are designed for alpaca. And it's good to see alpaca. One of these days we'll find an alpaca farm here. I made a website for alpaca farm in Oregon once. Yeah, it was a friend of ours. Ruff, ruff. So yeah, I have some shoes coming that are designed. I'll show them to you. They have kind of a cool tread on them. They're basically like mountain bike shoes. Oh boy, lots of semis. It's a super nice day. Yeah. I know, it's a really nice day. My turn, that's where it smells like farm right here. Sometimes the cows will all be up here because they're eating and they'll bring food out. They are nice. The Wellsvilles up there are really nice. Yep. Nice mountains for sure. Oh God, it smells, that smell, really strong smell of hay. Garmin watch is super helpful. I have a carabiner to attach it to, so you don't have to have it on your wrist. The watch gives you weather conditions and barometer and stuff like that. So. The Chronos watches are more popular among climbers. They have a few more things. They also have a special mount. You can hook it to your climbing harness, so it's not on you. But yeah, I'm total noob. There's like 7 phases of climbing. It is definitely Skyrim/Spa. Yep. Those mountains are famous for avalanches. That's why people don't backcountry up there, because they're really, really steep. I was talking to somebody about backcountry options because I actually bought backcountry skis and they didn't make it through customs. They had to get sent back. There's another Subaru. This is the land of the Subaru, I swear. My Subaru is so happy here. My Subaru is like wagging its tail at like every third car in Logan, Utah, because there's Subarus everywhere. It's insane. So many of them. But yeah, there's avalanches up there a lot. You gotta understand, there's no vehicles are allowed into those mountains. And I've been curious to do a winter adventure up there, but you'd have to self-rescue because, and it's super steep terrain, so I don't think they could even helivac you out if you had a problem. They have really, really, really good evacuation helicopters in Logan because there's so much outdoor sports. See, there's my canyon right there. That's like literally my canyon. That's my Providence Canyon. We're gonna drive up there actually. We're gonna drive up there. I should be cleaning my house, my room and stuff, but I'm guessing Gordon's not even awake yet. Oh, drones would be awesome here. I look seriously at a drone for watching me climb. Yeah, like one of those like throw it out drones and let it kind of monitor you. People will climb with like 3D cameras like 3 feet off their back that are just like on a pole. I'm not a fan of that. I really don't care about posting, you know, sick sends. Okay, so there's no less than 5 ways to say climb a wall in the climbing world. There's send, let's see, send, go, red point, flash, burn. A follow drone would be totally slick, yeah. And the thing that's cool about a follow drone is if I get a DJI follow drone, I can actually pipe that through Moblin. In fact, in general, streaming climbing at the crag with a Starlink is way easier than biking. Because you just set up the Starlink in the perfect position, you know, and then you mic up the belayer and mic up the person doing the climb and put a drone out there, and then you do picture in picture. And you have one view of the thing on their head, because actually it's a lot easier to do first person when you're climbing in the crag, because I'll have a helmet. That thing you have to put on your head to climb in the gym is annoying, because when you're top roping, you have a rope right there that smacks you in the face, knocks my earplugs out, my earphones, and knocks my glasses off sometimes, because you have a rope right in your face the whole time. Because it goes up, the top roping the rope goes up and around the thing, and then it comes back down to the belayer. But when you're lead climbing, the rope is under you and there's nothing here. So there's nothing to smack into the camera. You're also not, I mean, you have a helmet on, so it's much easier to wear a camera because it's more stable. Oh, look at this cow and the baby cow. It's like look at 2 moms and babies went for walks. They literally took their kid for a walk. How cool is that? I'm not kidding. Look at out of all the cows over there, only 2 of the cows have left the pack, and they went for a walk with their baby cow. That's freaking cute. That's right, I'm talking about you. I think you're adorable. You're such a good mommy. You're taking your baby for a walk on a nice day. What a good mommy. No. We're not going to the Bolstemo factory. I don't even think I could stream insemination on here. That's like sexual content. Wait. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to make you dizzy. She's like, nope, it's not private anymore. Come on, honey, I don't know about this guy. I don't know about this guy. I have to make sure you're safe. Go back with the other cows. There's my canyon right there. Should we go check it out? Oh, I have a hot tub. Yeah, we're gonna go walk past it again. Yeah. Dude, my legs are tired from this hike. Oh, wow, cow. Random cow. Hi, buddy. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. What are you doing? Just hanging out in the hot tub? I don't have an apple or anything for you. I wish I did. I'm not gonna hurt you. Don't worry. I'm just saying hi. Hi. You trying to smell me? You know that my species usually brings you food? Like, he doesn't have food. I'm out of here. He's just talking to himself. Maybe she just needed a drink or something. Or she's a she. They're all she's. Let's cross here so we don't have to walk in the traffic. Hey, hi. Notice how many people put their windows down? I've noticed that about this. So many people drive their cars in the winter with the window down because they're wearing their winter clothes. Also, another trick. You can wear if you put your winter clothes on in the apartment or the house, and then you wait for a bit to get to the point where you're like a little slightly uncomfortable because it's too hot. When you go out into the freezing cold outside, it's not a problem at all. It actually feels good. What do I like in Utah? More than NC? The apartment, for sure. That's the biggest thing. I mean, besides being with my family, which is kind of implied, I wasn't with them in North Carolina. That's the main reason I moved. God, that's gorgeous. And then the apartment after that. My apartment's awesome. My apartment's a little bit posh. I've lived in shitty apartments for over 10 years, so I kind of went overboard and paid an extra $200 a month, which is kind of what a gym membership would cost. Could I change anything about the apartment? I wish the lighting were not so bright. I wish it had softer lighting, or the option for softer lighting. It has, quote, modern lighting, which is like really, really bright. Some people really like it that way. Everything's really, really visible, but it's kind of jarring in the morning. Like I'll wake up and I'll go to turn the light on and it'll just like, hurt my eyes. There's no dark mode. So I've been countering that by putting, dark carpets and darker furniture, not black, but how long have we been walking? Yeah, that's what I do. Honestly, I leave all my lights off except for the nice warm stove light. And I have a Petzl headlamp that I use, and I do all my writing with that. And then I have a really soft candlelight that I turn on. It's an artificial candle. I put that in my room, and I'll read or write in my journal. Feels a lot like I just have a candle in there. It's really cozy. I did get a storage unit. It has 2 bikes in it right now. That's it. There's some question about whether I need a storage unit. So I already paid it in advance. I should be putting. I don't want to. There's a chance I'm not going to need it. That's what I'm trying to get at. There's like a garage option that I was going to get, but it's like $150 a month per garage. So I'm like, that's my entire gas budget to go to Salt Lake and see family every month. So thinking about not doing that. Money's not really an issue now, since it's just me and my kids. But yeah, I can easily pay that. I just don't know if I want to. I'd rather spend it on something else. Yeah, anybody know about your bonuses yet? We're supposed to find out about bonuses in May, I think it is. Is it March or May? That'll be interesting. I think I'll probably get at least the same bonus I got last year. I think. I don't know. Gotta finish my performance review. All right, we're gonna go to the clubhouse and I'm gonna sign off from there. In our development, I think these are included. So hundreds and hundreds of units. That's like counting Strata over there, and they're making another one over there. It's gonna be a lot of people here. I definitely picked the right apartment complex, though. Yeah. This apartment complex, the people who are here, I think I told you I ran into my neighbors. I literally ran into my neighbors at the climbing gym. They were out for a date night. Super nice people. I really want to drive up to the crag. I'm going to go check in on people, and then I might start a new stream and just change the title. It's a really great day to go up there. And it's actually snowy there, so I'll just keep my boots on. So I'm going to go ahead and probably stop the stream. I'm wondering if I should grab some coffee. They have free coffee in the clubhouse, so I should go get some. I'm going to get free coffee and then I'm going to go. Don't waste this beautiful Saturday, people. Get out there. Go do something fun. See, can you see? Here, I want to show you. Yeah, they do. You see that? You see that line right there? That's the Bonneville Lakeshore Trail. There used to be a lake. That's why it's so flat. The reason all of this is so flat is there was a lake here for millions of years. And then it evaporated. It's part of the Salt Lake. The Bonneville Lake was originally part of the Salt Lake. And that's Providence Canyon right there. So that's why it's so flat. It's also why the land is so good, because it was the bottom of the lake bed. And when it was Bonneville, it wasn't landlocked like Salt Lake, which is really salty. So, and over millions of years that evaporated. But that shoreline, you can see it all along the Wasatch Range. You can see it. It kind of is like a scar on the range, because otherwise it would be really pretty mountains going into the air. But you have this shoreline that wore down from erosion over years and years and years. And you can find fossils. You can find lake bed kind of fossils, all the time. This is why people love Utah. They're rock hounds. They love it because there's so many interesting things you can find. I was actually hiking in the Uintas. It would have been Bikini Bottom, actually. There was a time. Oh, here's the pet spa. If we had pets, we could actually clean our pets. I don't have my pod thing with me. Anyway, so hell, I might even take you guys in the gym one of these days and just lift with you. Should we do that? If there's nobody else in the gym. I can't remember if they lock this on Saturday or not. No, it's open. I'm gonna go get coffee. One of these days they'll take you to climb. So they're bringing the pool table's not here yet. I have no pool table yet. They're gonna bring a pool table in here though. It just hasn't got here yet. Free coffee. I donated this. This is my coffee I brought. I used to be pretty good at pool. I'm no good now. I know. I'm killing cups and plastic and all this bad environmental shit. I know, I'm doing that. I don't need a big cup of coffee. I just need a little one. The cool thing is I can actually stream from here and, kind of be okay with it. Almost nobody hangs out here. And if anybody didn't like what I was doing, they would catch me because I'm on camera the whole time. This whole thing has got really massive good security. This apartment complex has really good security. It's one of the reasons I moved here. The problem with coffee is it's always so hot when it gets first made. You have to like wait for it to cool down. Unless you make your own. Should I do the creamer or no? I'm usually not a creamer guy. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take it back to the apartment and add my own stuff in. Add some cream in it. I don't drink coffee very regularly. I'm gonna start letting myself have a coffee on Saturday or Sunday. Usually I drink cacao. In fact, I'm probably gonna go back home and put raw cacao in this and make a mocha. That's what I should do. I should make a mocha. Let's go outside. I'm kind of hot. Yep. You wanted me to take you shopping? You guys shopping? I need to actually go shopping. I could take you guys. Oh god, there's like pussy willow stuff all over, like little seeds. Yeah, there's not a lot of people here. Okay, I'm gonna try something. Can we experiment? This could be actually a good live streaming spot. Not to mention the background would be girls in bikinis. I would probably get so pegged for doing that. I'm gonna take this off so it cools down faster. If I were to start streaming, like, so the people who live here there's nobody my age. Yeah, I've already gotten a lot healthier just from adapting to the altitude. You like that view? I wonder, here, should we set up a shot here? I want to try something. All right, give me a second. I'm just going to play with this because I'm actually enjoying this because I got to take you on an otherwise boring hike. I do like hiking by myself, but, you know. What does the front one look like if I do the front? Hi. All right. Trying to exit that. Oh, I'm gonna be like, oh. Did you clip it? All right, now I'm in full-blown influencer mode. Hello. Behold, the Logan Mountain Range. Providence Canyon is right here. I can actually see I'm like a weatherman. Only bad thing is it's like backlit. Here, what if I did 2x? So what does that do? Oh my god, look at that. Intense close-up. Alright, how about that? Okay, wait, I have to center it. Qu'est-ce que vous voulez que je vous dise en français? Okay, now I have to get my mic. I have to bring my mic now. You can't hear me. Can you hear me? Logan Mountain Range is a part of the North Mountain. I just got DJI mic minis. They're like super cheap. I got 2 of them. We could like put them on, do our whole thing. All right, I have to practice the majestic pose in front of the mountains, right? All right, pretend I'm a girl with a bikini on. It's kind of hard to imagine. Fuck you. I might wear a bikini. Just try me. I'm gonna end up wearing a bikini over here one of these days. Oh god. And like the only problem here is there's no light, so you can't see. If I come out here, there's light. What I need is I need a mic. If I put a mic on, then you can like hear me. Here. I'm just playing. Just give me a second. It's Saturday. I can like play. I can play around with stuff because it's Saturday. So get all these like pussy willow seeds off. Oh my god, these chairs, they're solid metal. These chairs are solid metal. I need to bring my little camp chair out here. All right. I'll bring my camp chair out here. Yeah. Oh. How's that? Am I off the stream? Well, I'm kind of like off the shot. I can go to remote here. I can. They have Wi-Fi here. They have like gigabit Ethernet. This is actually extremely comfortable. Dude, I can totally work here. I feel like a black Angus cow in the sun. Hi, Altura security camera. How you doing? There's no one else here. I'm not breaking any rules. Somebody's gonna laugh though. They're gonna pull up the security footage like on Monday, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, that guy." Dude, this is the light right here. You know what? If I brought my camp chair, I need my mic. I should leave you here and go get my mic. You know what else I can do here? I can use the Wi-Fi. This is very nice. All right, I have to check recording and see who's awake yet. Oh yes. No, I'm hot. I'm like hot. I'm gonna get suntan. I don't need a green screen. I have the Kent Mountains. Yeah. This idea of streaming from the clubhouse is really nice because I don't have to dox where I live, which I really love. I really love that. I can't read this. What are you guys planning to do today? I wonder if he's even up yet. Oh, they're sending me my title for my Subaru. So I actually own it now. Like, completely. This is nice. I don't feel a need to talk at all. I just want to like relax. Oh God, it's so nice. It's not really live streaming content. It's not good content. I don't care though. Made this on your home lab. Nice. They have zero gravity chair. If I talk normal like this, can you still hear me? Or do I have to yell? I kind of want to go get my mic. I have the coolest mic now. I have a mic that you can just attach to the side. It does the mic mini thing, and it's not like bulky. It's really cool. I should go get it. Where is it? I'm thinking about where it is. You know what? I'm just gonna leave the stream going and then I'll come back. I could do over here. I plan on doing it over here. All right, I'm gonna go get the mic. I'm gonna go get the mic and then I'll be back. So here, you can watch my copy for me. Okay? It's the copy stream. I'll be back. Somehow. I have to bring my key fob next time because I can't get back in. I have to walk all the way around. Hey, baby. How you doing? I gotta get the... Here, let's see if this will work. It's not picking up my Wi-Fi. Alright, let's try this. Oh, snap. Hello there. Check, check, check. No one's still nothing. Yeah. Where can I attach this? I know, let's just put it under here and see if that hides it. Alright. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Oh shit. I just been talking. Is that me? I'm such a bad person. I still got me on the chair. Let's see the sun move. Here, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Check. Check. I want to try something else. I'm gonna try to turn on the Wi-Fi. I can't remember what it is though. This is all for research. I'm gonna try it. Give me a sec. All right, this is gonna turn you off for a bit. Wait, it says it's the bottom mic. It's the wrong mic. Why? This must be better. Check. Is that mic better now? It is, right? It was saying it was the wrong mic. How are you now? Is that the right mic? Check 1, 2. Oh, you probably couldn't hear me then in the other room. Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Testing, 1, 2. Testing, testing. Can you hear like mic noise from shuffling around underneath my scarf? No? Yeah. It was like showing on the screen. Apparently, so when you change the scene in Moblin, it doesn't change the mic unless it's plugged in. So what happened was I was on a scene and I plugged the mic in and I had to go change it explicitly. So yeah. So now I can go all over. I can go over here by the jacuzzi. I can still talk to you. You know what I like about this is that, oh, hey, here comes the Amazon Prime person. I wonder if they have my shoes. I had to chase them down the other day. I chased the Amazon Prime people down because they were like delivering in the wrong house. They were totally delivering to the wrong house. You think there's noise canceling? That means you probably don't get the construction stuff either, right? Like when you want ambiance, I can switch the mic back to normal. But otherwise we can just sit here and chat about whatever the fuck. My apartment's just kind of waking up the people that live with me. It's just me. It must be noise canceling, yeah. That makes sense though. I think the DJI already comes with that. You know what I really love about that is it's like I can wear. The only thing I don't like about the DJI mic Minis is you can't turn the LED light off. You can't the LED light. You can't turn it off, so you have to like color it out or like put a piece of tape over it. Otherwise, it'll shine through your shirt or whatever. So like if you're mic'd up and you're walking through the store or something, and you know it's okay for you to talk just like you would be on the phone. And you're not giving away anybody's private conversation. It's nice to. The mic Mini is super tiny. It's like itsy bitsy tiny. So like for example, like when I'm going on a car trip and I stop at a gas station and I want to walk in, and my problem with that is, I mean, I can turn it off. That's another thing that's really great about the mic Mini. You just have to turn it off, turn it on, and it comes back on. There's no muting or anything like that. Any confusion, you just turn it off. Yeah. That's nice because then, like, the single biggest thing when you're a streamer is like to not stream your phone number or something like that. I gotta tell you, since I started streaming with Moblin, I've been really. It's made my life a lot easier. So much easier. As a streamer, anyway. I'm just enjoying sitting out in the sun here. This is amazing. This day is amazing. The lady with the Labradoodle, she was really nice. I'm getting kind of bloated because I haven't eaten any food today except for almonds. I had like 6 almonds my body gets like really bloated if I don't eat protein early in the day. Because I've been doing lots of like lifting and climbing and stuff. Am I going shopping today? Yeah, but I think I need to go. I don't think I can take you today. I won't say why. I'm trying to be careful. My weight has been, my weight's gone up. I'm like 80, I'm still around 80 kilograms, but I've put a lot more muscle on, a lot of muscle. I've been doing creatine, 10 milligrams of creatine, or 10 grams. I mean, since you asked, yeah, that year of nothing but cycling is one of the worst things for my health I've ever done. My new teeth are going to be, I'm just getting a dental implant. I mean, not an implant, I'm just getting a denture. It's called a partial. I get that, I don't get that until May, probably. If I'm lucky. I've talked about this before, but for those of you who don't know, I knocked my teeth out in a bike stream. And then I went to this really great doc, this dentist here, and they're gonna pull the teeth. They're gonna pull the teeth, they're gonna cap, and then they have a cavity, and then have another cap that has to be done, and then they're gonna pull the teeth. And then they're going to inject me with new bone, cadaver bone, in March, at the end of March. And that's going to knock me out for like a week and a half or so. And it takes 8 weeks to heal from that. And then so yeah, I'll be recovering for 8 weeks. It's going to take me to recover. The thing I don't like about that is it's going to be the entire summer months. So all of the month of April and June, which are like the best months to go outside and do stuff because it's spring, right? That's like hands down, that's the best time in Utah to go do stuff. And by July, it's like so hot you can't do anything outside unless, you know, water and stuff. So there goes my spring. My spring's going to be recovering. I don't know. I don't know about the restrictions. I have a feeling I'm not going to feel like climbing though. I don't know. I don't know if there's any restriction. I don't know what it is. They just inject bone into the area where you didn't have bone so that otherwise your gums just collapse. You didn't know Utah gets hot? Come on. Don't troll me. You knew that. How did you not know that? Utah is a desert. We are definitely doing another Southern Utah stream though. It's a bone transplant, yeah. They're gonna give me cadaver bone anyway, even though they're not gonna put implants in, because otherwise I don't have anything to hold my lips out. And then, so let's see, so the end of March, we were going to go to St. George, Utah to start that bike trip to Twitch. And I'm not going to lie, TwitchCon is maybe back on the table again. I know I said I was never going to stream, right? Honestly, what would I be doing right now if I weren't doing this? That's a sincere question. I've been asking myself this question for a long time. I mean, let's think about this for a second, because I have been mulling over how much live streaming to do again, and in what way, and all that. So a lot of you know, I mean, I unpublished 600 videos from YouTube, technical videos mostly, but not all. And I gave up live streaming for at least 3 months. I deleted my Discord server, which that's not coming back because I never log into it. There's no need. In fact, I would rather read comments on YouTube and my Twitch streams than deal with Discord. And I actually might do that. I might do that. I legitimately might go through the comment section and I don't do that in general because it's usually very triggering because people are jerks. But that's kind of what I'm saying. So since I've switched over to Moblin, first of all, it's cheaper. Instead of $500 a month, I'm only paying like $160 a month, and that's, by the way, for 3 phones. No, 1, 2, 3, 4 phones. Streaming for me is a way to share what I love with others. And also to have interesting conversations. But I legitimately ask the question all the time, would I be able to do this with other people in real life? Like what am I sacrificing by doing this? It provides good company, absolutely. So yeah, if you only know Utah as being cold and you don't know anything else about Utah, please stay tuned. Last year and the year before that, we went to Moab, and I showed the great beauty of southern Utah. And I am going to be doing that again. I'm definitely going to stream anytime I'm in the car and I'm just driving, unless I have a book I want to listen to, which is not often, but I'll be streaming that. I'll be streaming that with my Starlink eventually. So far, I don't need the Starlink. I haven't needed the Starlink at all. I just stream. In fact, I don't even need more than one modem. I've just been streaming straight from the cell service on the phone. And the biggest risk I have right now is that the phone battery is probably going to die. To be completely honest, I have no intention of plugging the phone in. I kind of like that my hard maximum live stream duration is one fully charged iPhone battery, because it makes me stop the stream no matter what. Like the other day we went for a walk and it ended up taking like 60 minutes instead of 30, and all of a sudden the battery just died on the phone. I'm like, okay, stream over. It was kind of a nice little check. Like, it's time for you to do something else, you know? Like right now, what would I be doing? Right now, I would be cleaning my house. I'm never doing that on live stream, ever. I did that a lot last year. I'm not doing that again. It's too private. It's too private. I know other people would probably okay with that, but I don't know. I might change my mind on that. But I think the biggest reason not to do that is boundaries, I guess. Just random boundaries. Plus, there's people in my house I don't want you to see. Anyway. The other thing that's good about that is if I only stream from my streaming room at home, which has, you know, my bike in it, which, by the way, I am setting up today. So my goal on February 1st, which is tomorrow, is to ride my bike for every day until the teeth thing. Every day that I physically can, I'm going to ride my bike, my indoor bike. And I'm deliberately going to do the indoor bike because it's consistent and I can just wake up and get on it. I don't have to put a bunch of kit on and go outside and check the weather and set my live stream up. Those are all fun things, and I will do that, but not every day. Every day I'm going to Zwift. Every day I'm going to Zwift starting tomorrow, which means before I go to bed tonight, I must have that set up. I might actually do a test stream tonight, riding the bike. And then so, hey, how are you? I'm good. Turkish. The only time I've considered like, because I like going outside too, right? So just getting up and going for a walk is just as easy as getting on the bike. So I'm kind of torn about whether I want to just get up and go for a walk or I want to do the bike every day. Best shape I've ever been in, like cardio-wise. Yeah. Let me just go show you different places. Yeah, I do like going to different places. Yeah, those are fun. Going to show you different places, those are really fun. I'm just trying to be really careful because I do not want it to take over. Oh, nice. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, things are going really, really good right now. And it's such a beautiful day today. Today, legitimately, I could actually go for a bike ride, like an outdoor bike ride. The weather right now is better than it would be for outdoor bike riding in the winter, which I have done in the past. I do not know that. I don't know how long I can charge on a fully charged iPhone battery. I don't know. I honestly don't know that I can answer that. What I also don't know is how to stream with Moblin from the bike.
I wonder if I wear a helmet. If I full face helmet like Ugly does. She actually attaches her phone to her chin on her full face helmet. Yeah. I've done a lot of that. If you don't, it sounds like you're relatively new to the stream. Over the years, I've done pretty much everything you can do IRL on stream. I'm pretty sure this year I'll be the first one to live stream rock climbing. Possibly for other drummer. How you doing? So, I kind of want to do that right now. I kind of want to drive to the crag. Just because I'm turning. Hey, what if I do this? Here, wait, let's practice with mic positions. How about this? Let's try this. I've seen people do this. I've seen people attach it to their glasses too, which is like, let's see if that'll work. I'm gonna find the best place for you. This is a new mic. This is a mini. So, and it has this really cool little thing that I can kind of, oh God, that's like perfect. Look at that. Look at how cool that is. It's perfect. Wait. Hello, check 1 2. Holy cow! You have to see how perfect this. Does this actually work? I have a feeling it does. This is like the best place to put it. Let me show you. Do you see that? There's like a little hole even for it. These glasses are like perfectly made for this. That's super cool because it's like, okay, I can't hide that I have a mic when I do this. Like, this is going to be a lot harder for me to hide. Yeah, you like it? That works pretty well. Take kind of our stream glasses. This kind of is consistent with my idea about letting people know I'm streaming. So if I have a mic on my glasses, they know that, like, what are those fancy glasses you have? You know? Oh, I didn't finish my story. I went into a gentleman's club, which is public knowledge. I don't care if people know. And, like, the only time, by the way, ever. And I had my other glasses, my really big, bulky kind of Hollywood glasses. And one of the girls, she's actually got a PhD in mechanical engineering. She's one of the dancers. She said, she's like, she stopped me. She's like, "Whoa, are you recording?" And I went, "No, absolutely not. Why would I do that?" And she goes, "You'd be surprised. We've caught a few people in here." So people were trying. Can you believe guys were trying to bring like meta glasses in to the the strip club, the dancer club, with their glasses on? She's like, and I went, "No, I would," because I was like, I made really good friends with the manager and a bunch of the dancers and the bartender and everybody. It was a really great experience. It was really, really, really great experience. Well, actually, the other thing too is I brought my journal. I was at the dancer club. I was at the gentleman's club. There's actually an Instagram picture of me there. And I have nothing to hide now, so I don't care who knows this. I actually strongly encourage people to find a very, 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 very high-end club and just have the experience for themselves to make their own decisions. But so I went there and I took my journal because I was just fascinated by the whole thing. Actually, it was completely by accident that I wound up there. Truth be told, I had heard about this club from other friends, and it was one of the best in the region. And then so I took. It's actually called the the Gentleman's Club, and it's in Charlotte. So if you ever get to go there, the Men's Club is called the Men's Club in Charlotte. And this is not an advertisement, but if you ever do go there, make sure you talk to when you talk to the barmaid or to the manager, make sure you say, "Hey, Rob says hi," and that's all I'll say about that. And it was an amazing experience. I got to meet a lot of really great people, amazing people. The stories I can't tell. I can't tell the stories of the people that I met there. I'm talking about people who were there from the Charlotte business community. I met CEOs. I met a couple people about which movies have been made. This VOD is going to stay. I'm going to leave my VODs available for a while. I'm being really careful and not say anything that I don't mind being in a VOD. And my generalized experience at the Men's Club is something I don't mind seeing. But anyway, so take care. I only thought of this because I thought about the glasses thing and the mic, and that reminded me of that experience because I had this double. She was actually she's a double master's or had a PhD, and she gave me a tour of the club and everything. It was really amazing. She was the one who called me out. She was like, "Are you sure you're not recording?" And I had my journal with me, so that's what I have right here. Right, I've been writing a lot of stuff in my journal that I would never buy. This has actually been the perfect pairing for me to have my journal here. I don't know if you can see it. But it is colder in the shade. It got a lot colder, actually. I'm going to go out into the sun again. But having the journal with me has been really good because when I was streaming bots and coding, I feel way, way better now than that. And what else was I going to say? I was just going to say that the journal goes really well with the streaming because I can write intimate things in the journal that I don't necessarily have to share in a VOD, but that I want to kind of capture and talk about. And I actually brought the journal to the club, and I was at a men's club with all these absolutely beautiful, amazing, beautiful women. It's all over, and it was absolutely like a temple to the divine feminine. I mean, in every way, it wasn't cheap at all. It was just absolutely. It was like these moving works of art. And I took my journal with me, and I was just capturing everything. In fact, I have lipstick in my journal. I have like numbers in my journal, and and stuff, and that actually inspired me to start writing a book that I don't want to talk about because I don't want to give the idea away. Because I think it would be a bestseller if I were to actually write it. But I'm not sure I want to. That's one of the things I would be doing right now if I were talking to you. I would be working on the book, writing in my journal, cleaning my apartment, and maybe making a phone call to a friend or something. So, but I'm actually really enjoying this right now, just sitting under the sun. No, it wasn't that. It was a fictional book. It was a fictional book about. It had a lot of metaphor in it from Hindu mythology. But it was inspired by the divine feminine. It was a really good book idea. In fact, anyway. I can't talk publicly about obviously a lot of the details of my experience in the club, or the friends that I've maintained after that, with men and women since then. But while I was there, I met people about whom movies have been made. I met CEOs and presidents of the finance industry. I met geniuses. Like there was it was crazy. The number of people I met and the stories they told. God, I wish I could tell you the stories. There's something about when you get into that level of like place and you're like 2 tequila shots back or something with a friend and you there was one guy that I actually sponsored, I'll say, I don't know any other way to say it. The stories, he was in the mortgage industry and I could not believe the stories he told. Because everybody who's there there's this kind of like understood respect for privacy and for discretion that engenders trust in an accelerated way. I think that's the best way I can say it. And it was insane. It was insane, the stories that people were sharing and the things that were going on, and I could make a whole Netflix series about it. I really could. And some of them might happen upon the stream, and if they do, I love you. They might. Who knows? One day. But yeah. I just I only landed there because somebody told me about this place. They're like, oh yeah, this place is like the biggest in the region, blah blah blah. And I was stuck downtown, and I didn't want to live stream because live streaming had been kind of bad for me during that time, and I was downtown for other reasons that I won't talk about that related to my family. And circumstances as they were, it became I had to wait downtown, and so I thought, I'll just walk in here, I'll just go check it out. So I did. I went and just checked it out. I had to buy a suit coat to get in the door, and then I just hung out there for a while, and the bartender, she thought I was insane. And then it turned out that I didn't have to just wait for an hour and a half. An hour and a half turned into, I was there till 5 a.m. And the manager actually bought me an Uber to take me home by the end. Hi. And that all got captured. Yeah. I'm reliving a couple memories. So important. I'm so glad I did that. I don't think I have ever. First of all, it all happened completely accidentally. It was, I haven't even thought about this for months. This has not been on my mind until, the only reason I thought about it is because I grabbed my journal and the whole mic on the glasses thing, that made me remember it. But yeah. But that, I have no desire to really go to another one again. I don't think I need to. If I were to ever go to a men's club again, I don't think I would ever. If I were, it would have to be of high quality like that. I would never go to a cheap men's club. That's not my jam. Do you guys want to go see if that canyon over there is streamable? How much battery we got? Let me check the battery, and then we can go check it and see if we can go see if the crag is going to be streamable. Oh man, we still have 25% battery. That's insane. All right, let's try that. My coffee's cold anyway. I'm gonna close out the stream for a second, and then I'm gonna should I restart the stream, or should I? Let's just drive up to the crag and see if how much of it is streamable. I'll do that as an experiment, actually. So we're gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and close the stream down now, and then I'm gonna go check that out. That probably only going to be a half an hour stream or so, and then I'll come back. I'm going to go climbing with Gordon, and that I'm not going to stream any of that. So let's do that. See you later. Where's the garbage? Is there garbage in here?